Hey everyone, it's Aaron, and yesterday PlayStation had its big PS5 reveal, and I'll be honest with you, I went in that show with low expectations. I mean, this is the first year of a brand new console generation, and the first year is never that great. It always takes about 2 or 3 years for things to really get rolling, but I was blown away. I'm not exaggerating when I say almost every single thing they showed off looked great to me. But there was one trailer that really gave me goosebumps. There was one trailer that I just popped off on, and that was the Resident Evil 8 Village trailer. You know me, I'm a big Resident Evil fan, and when this trailer came up, I lost my mind. And we watched this whole show on Twitch, and after it was over, we went back and analyzed every single trailer in a bit more detail. But when we got to Resident Evil 8, we did a half-hour frame-by-frame breakdown of that thing where I just put on the tinfoil hat and went full conspiracy nut. So I thought to myself, this was fun and crazy, and I'm kind of all about making fun, crazy videos, so let's put this up on YouTube for everyone to enjoy. Again, I know that I'm just going full conspiracy nut here, and I'm throwing out every single idea that came to my head, and 90% of these won't turn out to be true, but still, if you just want to enjoy someone nerding out over Resident Evil for half an hour, then I hope that you guys have some fun with this, and if you want to see more highlight clips from our Twitch streams, then let me know that in the comments down below. Thanks, everyone. Resident Evil 8?
Who is?
I actually think this could be Resident Evil 8. Because all the rumors have been saying it's going to be set in a village, there's going to be werewolves, it'll be first person again. And that you would eventually go to a castle. Oh, that was the umbrella symbol! Resident Evil. Say it. Do it, man. Village. V-I-I-I. Oh! Okay. Now, I was already thinking that this was Resident Evil, like, by this point, but the reason why I started thinking it might not be is because, of course, they're going to put this on the RE engine, and the RE engine, we have mentioned this numerous times, the RE engine looks amazing. The graphics on the RE engine looks amazing. But everything on the RE engine also has like a little bit of a shine to it. Like there's a little bit of a glisten to certain things when you look at the world in the RE engine. And I wasn't seeing any of that in here. So I was like, yeah, so I don't think it is the RE engine. So I got a problem. Like, man, every single game that they make something on the RE engine gets better and better. RE engine is going to be like Ultron. It just gets so smart, it's going to eventually form its own AI and just starts making games on its own.
Who is?
Actually, screw it. As long as I'm already stopping and starting this thing. His story comes to a close. Alright. Go ahead and start right now. Chris is who makes the most sense. I even said that when we were watching this. Because Chris has been in this game since the very beginning, and they keep bringing that man back. That man deserves to go off and end his story. So his story comes to a close, I'm like, Chris? Is this gonna be Chris Redfield's, like, last hurrah? And then, of course, we see Chris at the very end of this thing. It's not going to be Ethan, because Ethan is boring stand-in protagonist, man. Saying his story comes to a close means nothing to any of us. Or, what if there's a total surprise in here? What if there's a total surprise in here? What if there is another Resident Evil character that comes back? There's a moment in here. I'll bring it up when we get to it. There's a moment in here that I looked at and I was like, oh, it could be this person. But also, let me go ahead and say it right now. This will be Resident Evil 8. Leon has been in Resident Evil 2, 4, and 6. He goes in all the even-numbered games. What if Leon appears in this game? I mean, it'd be weird that they didn't show him in this one, but like, if they want that to be a surprise, yeah, save that for like the second or third trailer. Also, Leon isn't the only one who appears in the even-numbered games. Ada appears in the even-numbered games. So they could break the trend with this one, but I'm just throwing it out there. If they end up bringing those two back for this one, I would be very happy with that. I'd be very excited about that. All right, Now, let's all listen to this. Let's all listen to this. You hear somebody talking. You hear somebody talking to this lady. And then Resident Evil 9 has Darkstalkers in it. You know what? If that's the only way I can get Darkstalkers back, sure. Fine. My guess is 9 will have Frankenstein's monsters. Okay, another thing. Resident Evil 7 was called Resident Evil Biohazard. The evil in which, okay, it was called Resident Evil 7 Biohazard in America, but for you guys who don't know, in Japan, Resident Evil is not called Resident Evil. In Japan, Resident Evil is called Biohazard. So in America, Resident Evil 7 was called Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. In Japan, it was called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil. So that was a cute little thing that they did, but the reason why they did that was so they could have Resident Evil in both names, because it was, in Evil, you had the V, the I, and the L, and that formed a VII, making the Roman numeral for 7. Here, it's called Village, VILL, that's VIII, the Roman numeral for 8. What the hell is a word that has an I followed by an X? What is a word that has an I followed by an X? What on earth could be the title of Resident Evil 9? I have no idea what they could do for that. But that's later. Okay. I want everybody to listen here. I've got the headphones on. I'm going to listen to this closely. There is this lady talking now. And then you hear a man talk to her in this flashback. And then you hear Ethan's voice right after that. Is it the same voice? It's hard to tell because it is such a, like, bland, normal white guy voice.
What is it with that creepy story?
It's just a local tale.
You're really into that stuff?
Quit being so paranoid.
No! Friendly! Friendly! Who are you? Who sent you? What's going on?
It doesn't quite sound like him. It doesn't quite sound like him. Oh, no. Don't, yeah. This guy that we see right here is Ethan. Not the guy in the picture. But I mean, like, first person, yeah, we are definitely playing as Ethan. What I'm saying is, listen to the voice of the guy who says, whoa, friendly, and then also listen to the voice of the guy who says, what is with you and that story? I'm wondering if those are the same voices. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that you're playing as Ethan in this game. Chris calls him Ethan. It's definitely Ethan. But what I'm wondering is if this person is also the person. Oh, Phoenix. Holy shit. I think Phoenix is the winner. Phoenix makes absolute sense. I think Phoenix is the winner. I think you nailed it on that. Oh, I think you got this one. But yeah, what I'm saying is, listen to the voice of the guy who says, what is with you and that story? And the person says, whoa, friendly.
What is it with that creepy story?
It's just a local tale.
You're really into that stuff? No! Friendly! Who are you?
It sounds like it could be... Hold on, though. The other idea, though, hold on. Listen to this voice.
Chris? Sorry, Ethan.
That's definitely not the guy from the flashback. Alright, that is definitely not the guy from the flashback. Okay, so we know that for a fact. Alright, so that's definitely not the guy. Okay, so second question. Follow-up question. If this is Ethan in the flashback, who the hell is this?
That creepy story.
Because that's not Mia.
You're really into that stuff?
Because we don't know what Ethan looks like. We know what Mia looks like. Not that. That definitely was not Mia.
Friendly. Who are you? Who sent you? What's going on? coming.
Maybe it could be a flashback to his childhood, and that's his dad talking there, and that was his mom. Man, Ethan can get the shit kicked out of him like nobody else. Alright, hold up. We gotta start analyzing shit. We gotta start analyzing shit. Because, again, for anybody who was here when this trailer came up... Okay. This looks like some kind of a parasite. This looks like some kind of a parasite of some type. So I'm thinking this could be related to the Las Plagas. We're definitely in Europe, which is where the Las Plagas came from. Okay, nothing to see there. Okay. Alright. That just looks like a symbol. Can't really make out much about that just yet. That was definitely some kind of a doorway that you're gonna have to open with some kind of a symbol. Alright, that's definitely some kind of a parasite Las Plagas thing. Alright. That is, okay. So, that's definitely going to be some kind of a thing where you gotta put, like, symbols into a thing in order to open up a door. Oh my god, check out the hands. Check out how handsy this gateway is. But notice the shield here. It's a woman with a sword, and the shield has a goat on it. Come back, come back. It's this lady right here. So this is gonna be some kind of like a creepy legend thing going on here. Alright. This really looks like Bloodborne is what it looks like. This... Resident Evil 7 was inspired by the PT demo. It looks like now they're just going straight up Bloodborne here. Because look at this! Strange villagers inside, like we thought, okay, they're gonna be going back to Resident Evil 4. Look at the coloring of all this shit. Look at the weird, ominous stuff just hidden all over the place. Like this, whatever the hell this is right in here. Yeah, they're going Bloodborne on this thing. Okay, cut back to that real quick. Yeah, this is a Bloodborne village right here. The Scarecrow and all that shit. But notice this symbol all over the goddamn place. All over the place. Okay. Creepy lady. That symbol again. This guy's turn. Oh, there it was. That was the moment I flipped my shit. Umbrella. Look at that. Look at it. It's got the village, but the color scheme. The color pattern of Resident Evil 4 is brown. The color pattern of Bloodborne is gray. So that's why I'm saying this definitely feels more Bloodborne to me. More possible IX words for Resident Evil 9. Helix. Helix also would be a good one. But, okay. Yeah, that was definitely the Umbrella logo. This is definitely going to be like the lady that you meet inside the village. And she's like the one sane one. She's going to be the one who gives you all the info. She's going to be the, God, who was it, in Resident Evil 7? The one of the beggars who didn't get infected. God, what was her name? I can't remember what her name was. But the one who was helping you the entire time, that's gonna be her in this game. Thank you. I don't know why that. Zoe! Thank you! Zoe. Thank you. Yeah, I think Helix or Phoenix are the ones, and I will tell you why I think it could be Phoenix in a moment. But yeah, there is, it's just Black Phillip. Like, I love that they're just looking at every horror thing out there and just like, yeah, fucking just give us that shit. Yeah, there is definitely like, and like the goat symbol was also on the shield of the lady in there, so this is definitely, listen, it's going to be like with Resident Evil 7, where it looked like this was some kind of a weird haunting thing, and then it turns out it's not ghost, it's just a weird science experiment thing. This is going to be the same thing, in which they think that it's werewolves, they think it's a curse. This is going to be a village that thinks that it's cursed. And then at the end, they find out, no, you've just been like Umbrella's target this whole time. Like, Umbrella has been experimenting with you this entire time. Which, by the way, we're going to have to finally get answers as to why the hell Chris decided to refound Umbrella? Why? Chris has no attachment to them. Okay, weird people walking around. Yes, okay. And there's even like a witch. There's even like, these people, they freak, like, you cannot convince me that they did not watch The Vivitch. You cannot convince me that they didn't watch that and take huge inspiration from it. There's a witch walking around town. There's Black Phillip in there. Okay, now we gotta start. Okay, hold on. Where's that thing where you change playback speed? Okay, we're about to go slow motion on this. Okay. Okay, I'm going to mute this. Yeah, I love that there's like this. Yeah, they're going witches is what they're going with. This is definitely meant to be like some like cavalcade of witches that have all been brought together, and the entire town thinks that's what they are. But no, like, look at this fancy lady in here. She's someone with umbrella ties. They think it's magic. They think it's magic. They think it's a curse. But you get in there and you find out, no. They're connected to Umbrella. They're using science in here. That's absolutely what this is going to be. She's probably like almost 100 years old. She's probably like related to Spencer, but she's using like umbrella stuff to keep her young because she's too obsessed with her looks. Like, you even saw her like, yeah, I think that was the old guy. Holy shit, that's just a Bloodborne enemy in there. That's just one of the giants with the axes is what that was. Right up there. Hey, Chris. Okay. This is why I'm thinking Phoenix might be the next one. Helix would make sense because, again, it's Umbrella, it's Resident Evil, science experiments are always up there. Look at this old motherfucker in here with sunglasses walking up. He's important. He's a big deal. Takes off these shades. They make sure you get right in there close to him. They even cut to him. Look at that creepy ass smile in there. I think this guy might be Jake Wesker. I think this motherfucker might be Jake Wesker. Either that or he is a Wesker of some kind. He might not be Jake Wesker, who is like falling on rough times and he's now just gone insane. I think he is a Wesker though. Because you have to remember in Resident Evil 5, they revealed there were like 20 Weskers who were created. Not like clones, but just different versions of what, like there were different genetically created people and they were all named Wesker. Their last names were all Wesker. And Albert Wesker was like the most successful one. But there are other Weskers out there in the world. And I always looked at that and I went, oh, that's an interesting idea. And apparently, I haven't played this one, but apparently in Revelations 2, there is another Wesker in there. Apparently that's the villain of that game. That's what I've heard. I could be totally off on this. But yeah. Maybe Wesker clone, body swap, some M. Bison shit. Yeah, listen. This is a Wesker. This is a Wesker in here. It's either Albert Wesker and he's come back from the dead, and this is him like, you know, he's been out here in this village like, yeah, I found some other umbrella stuff and I'm gonna bring all that shit back. Or it is like Albert Wesker had like a backup plan where like his brain goes into someone else. Or it's Jake, and Jake, like, you know, those Albert Wesker genes are starting to kick in, and he's starting to get a little bit crazy. Or it's just a completely different Wesker. Like Albert Wesker, Barry Wesker, Carmen Wesker, like the whole alphabet. Like apparently there are like 26 Weskers out there. Wesker is Palpatine. That's what he is. He's absolutely what he is. So no, yeah, I am convinced, like, dude, he comes up in sunglasses. Comes up in sunglasses. And then, like, they cut back and forth 3 times to raise the tension. Like, that's classic editing right there. Cutting back and forth, to raise that tension. That's exactly what they did. He gives you that smile. He's definitely the villain of the game, or a villain in the game. Is Chris a villain now? No. We're gonna get into that in a second. But this is definitely a Wesker. It might not be Albert Wesker. It might not be Jake Wesker. It might not be Albert Wesker in a new body, but it's a Wesker of some kind. This is William Wesker here. Okay, special agent working for Chris. Whoa! Is she... God damn it! Did you lose your hand again, Ethan? Did you lose your hand again, or are you just laying it flat? You're just laying it flat? And then it comes up, and man, when this title came up, I lost my shit, because I saw it instantly. I saw it instantly in this. Also, again, that's Bloodborne. Right up there, that is some Bloodborne. Village. VIII. They even put the divide on the L so you could catch it in there. Yeah, Helix or Phoenix, I think those are them. But as I said, if it's Phoenix, it's because, I think this game... Okay, if it's Phoenix, the reason why I say it might be Phoenix for the next one. If it's Helix, that makes sense because it's, it's Umbrella, it's Resident Evil, it's viruses and all that stuff. If it's Phoenix, I could absolutely see that because, as we know, Wesker died in Resident Evil 5, but that lady right there with the whole witches coven, she's clearly the big villain of this whole thing. But that dude that we just saw in there, no, that guy is a villain as well. I can see him being a mysterious villain. I can see him being a guy who just pops up continuously, just oh yes, well, here's some information that you might like. This might help you out. Some kind of a mysterious aid, but you can tell he's up to something sinister. And at the end of all this, as a post-credit thing, that dude comes in here and he sneaks into the lab that this lady was running, and then he just gets something in there, and then it's revealed that was Wesker the whole time. Next game, you call it Phoenix, because he's back from the dead, and now he's the villain again. I cannot wait to see how incredibly wrong I am about all this stuff. Okay, now this, yeah, people are saying, is Chris a villain? Hold on. Is Chris a villain because he shoots this lady here at the end?
Sorry, Ethan.
Wait, oh my god! Oh my god! I just realized what we just saw. Because I thought this was still set in the village. And I thought Chris came in here, and he, shoots someone, and he, just shoots this lady, and Ethan's oh, why'd you do that? And it's meant to make us think, oh, Chris turned bad. But it's no, dude, they're werewolves, and Chris is taking them out. It's Chris ain't the villain here. I didn't get a good look at this because I was focusing on Chris. That's a big modern-day TV. This is a modern-day aesthetic inside of a house. This is Ethan and Mia's house. That's Mia. They end this trailer and she even has the longer hair. That's Mia. This trailer ends with Chris coming in here and killing the woman who we tried to save in the first game. The lady who we went through hell for to get back and rescue in the first game. This trailer ends with Chris just killing her.
Why?
Oh, shit. Holy shit. Don't get me wrong, Chris is still not the villain. I'm gonna say this right now. Because we never found out much about Mia. We know Mia was working on something. We know Mia was she was part of some organization, and that organization, they had this creepy Ringu ghost girl that they were experimenting on, and that was the reason that everything went shit up in the first place. Mia was the reason that all the bad stuff in Resident Evil 7 happened in the first place, and she just kind of gets off there being well, I'm glad you're safe. I view this as Chris coming in here and be like, yeah, the entire point of Umbrella now is to clean up the mess of anyone who tries to create bioorganic weapons. And I can see that, like, the organization that Mia was working for is the villain group of this game. Chris comes in here like, nope, everybody who was a member of that organization, you all gotta die. I gotta take all of you out. That's the rule. That's what's happening now. I totally think that's what's happening. I think that's what we saw happening. And that's why Ethan goes to this village. He's like, well, I gotta find the answers. I gotta find Chris. He's hunting down Chris in here. And he gets here and he finds out like, yeah, no, Mia was doing terrible shit, Ethan. Probably should have addressed that in the last game. That was one of my problems with the story of the last game. Umbrella doesn't exist anymore. Umbrella now belongs to the government. Umbrella Blue, I think is what it's called. Umbrella Blue, I think is what it's called. And that's the one that Chris works for. And that's the organization. But no, dude, in this village, like, you see it. You see it. Like, I keep saying Umbrella. I keep saying Umbrella because that's the name of the evil organization in Resident Evil. Find it. Where was it, everybody? Where was it? But no, you see it in here. You see it in here. It is... Why do we keep focusing on that baby? There it was. Yeah. When I keep saying Umbrella, I just mean the evil organization, but I don't mean like Umbrellas in like they're still running things behind the show. I mean, you don't just get rid of an evil organization overnight that has power and influence all over the world. There's shit everywhere. They've got stuff in every little corner. And listen, as much as I didn't like Resident Evil 6 and I want to pretend that shit didn't happen, as much as I want to go, yeah, Resident Evil 6, we're all just going to ignore that, right? In Resident Evil 7, there's literally a moment in which there is a newspaper and it mentions something happening in the fictional country that Jake Wesker was running around in the beginning of that game. That game happened. It still happened, and that game ends with your generic bearded villain just going, yes, Umbrella still lives. I would like to pretend that game didn't happen at all, but it did. In Resident Evil 7, they made sure to put in there that little thing that went, no, it still happened. This is the same world. We didn't retcon any of that shit out. There is, like, you can come in here and say, well, in America, Umbrella is now the good guys, and they're working with Chris, and Chris leads them, and they're all part of the government. There's still the evil Umbrella out there. That was literally like the plot of Resident Evil 6, that there were people trying to start up evil Umbrella again. And now you see, in this creepy village, where there's people doing weird experiments, and there's clearly, like, people, like a Las Plagas thing going on, and there's people mutating. There's an Umbrella logo right here. Right in the center of the frame. Yeah. I think someone's bringing Umbrella back. Bioterrorism is now international. There are companies all over the globe now. There's a Japanese one, a Chinese one. Yeah, but again, there's such a thing as franchising. And even if I'm coming in here and I'm saying like, okay, it's not, even if I'm coming in here and I'm not saying, you know, it is going to be called Umbrella again, Umbrella is the term for evil organization in this. Like, I'm just using that until we find out the actual name. But again, here, right here, it might not be Umbrella that's doing it, but they're using an Umbrella base. They're using Umbrella resources. It's Umbrella. I'm telling you, evil Umbrella will now be called Phoenix. I think Sonic X Ethan got this. I think Sonic X Ethan is onto something here. I think Sonic X Ethan is onto something. And also, as I said, where was that dude? We gotta find that dude again. We gotta find it. And again, I am telling you, this lady is going to be a Spencer. She's going to be related to the original Spencers, like the founders of Umbrella, those people who they're like 100 years old each. She's using some old ass Umbrella tech that she held on to. It's keeping her young, and she's also like cursing the town with it, turning them all into monsters. Oh my god, yeah, this is Ethan's house. Chris is just there. Chris and his Umbrella gang came in there. Okay, this motherfucker. This is a Wesker. I am telling you. I am telling you, that is a Wesker. And I paused that at the exact right time. This is a Wesker, is what that is. I am telling you, that has got to be a Wesker of some kind. When this game comes out, and we play this on stream, if this turns out to not be a Wesker, I will put 10 gift subs down right there. Remind me in the future if this is not a Wesker. I will put 10 gift subs into that chat. Yeah, okay, and Anthony Views brings up something really good. They even mention, like, it's not mentioned in the game because they didn't mention shit in Resident Evil 7 about what Umbrella was. You gotta read this in, like, the interviews and stuff they did outside of it. But they mentioned the people who worked for Blue Umbrella, about half of them were people who worked for Old Umbrella. They just kept them around. He's not blonde enough, though. I got news here. They revamped everybody in here. He's also got gray in his hair right now. But also, you're saying he's not blonde enough, though. Again, I'm not saying this is Albert Wesker. I'm saying this is a Wesker. I mean, Jake Wesker's a brunette. So that's, again, look at that shit-eating grin on him. That could totally be Jake. But no, I think that this is going to be like a different version, like one of the 25 other Weskers out there in the world. 10 gift subs if Bloodborne guy is not Wesker. Yeah, this is also literally the guy at the beginning of Bloodborne, by the way. This is just the guy who comes in here and gives you the Yharnam blood. Bet you there will be an offhand remark about the president wanting to be a god. Oh, that would be the ultimate reveal. That would be the ultimate reveal. Like I said, I don't think Chris is going to be a bad guy because they show that at the end of this trailer and it's like, no, man, that's the tease. That's the tease. That's the tease. They're not going to actually reveal that in the trailer. But if it is actually that Chris is the bad guy, I'll throw another 5 gift subs in here that if Chris turns out to be the bad guy, it's because he's being controlled by Wesker. It's not like Wesker, like, is now in Chris or something. Which would explain why he was like, yeah, I'll restart Umbrella, sure. Absolutely. We raised Umbrella from the ashes, now we will rule the world like a true phoenix. Yep. No. Not plus 5 gift subs if Chris is evil. Plus 5 gift subs if Chris is evil, and it's not because he's being controlled by Wesker. That's what that one is. That's what that one is. If he is evil, 5 gift subs if it's not because of Wesker. It would be funny if the guy running Mia's organization was the Wesker clone. Oh, man. Well, like I said, I have a feeling like the entire reason why Chris comes in here and kills her and then Ethan has to go out to Europe is because, like, Chris is hunting down all the members of Mia's organization. And he has to go and now, like, find this, and, like, it turns out that Mia's organization is over there in Europe doing something. This motherfucker is right here in Europe being all evil and shit. Jill was controlled in Resident Evil 5. We've seen Wesker can do it. They're drawing inspiration from Blair Witch, Bloodborne, and Supernatural films. As I mentioned, I don't know if you were here for it a few moments ago, The Witch. The Vavitch, the witch with 2 V's. This absolutely is drawing inspiration from that. Like, when did it show up? When did Black Phillip show up? Is she kissing that hand, by the way, or is she eating it? Because there's blood on those lips. Oh, God, she's eating it. There's a strand going between her lip and here. Nope, that is part of her dress. My mistake. She's just kissing it. She's just kissing it, everybody. My bad on that one. But no, they're drawing inspiration from the Vavitch. 5, 4, 3, 2. There, Black Phillip. Yeah, Black Phillip right in there. Oh, man. Is there anything else? Is there anything else to cover in this? It's holy shit, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, last thing to bring up. Coming 2021. Man, we're gonna have to wait. No, that thing will definitely be early next year because Capcom has mentioned they plan on this being their most lucrative fiscal year, which fiscal years end in March. So this thing is definitely coming early next year. So we all have to survive. We all have to survive, everybody. Survive. Okay. This thing begins. This is the last question. This is the last story. His story comes to a close. It's Chris, right? It's gotta be Chris. It has to be Chris. I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing that makes sense, everybody. It's gotta be Chris. Because again, nobody gives a shit about Ethan. Ethan is generic stand-in man. February makes a lot of sense. February makes sense. Yeah, we got Spider-Man, we got Horizon Journey to the West or whatever that was called. We got Reloader or Remembered or whatever that thing was with the terrible name but had awesome gameplay of you reliving your life. The other game that I can't remember the name of, but it was like Hayao Miyazaki Pikmin. Yeah, man, so many amazing things. But this, oh, this gives me the tinglies. This gives me the warm, fuzzy tinglies.